O.O.C. transmission begin. Welcome everybody to the O.O.C. We got Anza, Roberto, Geishka, and Mio. Our goal is to ignite discussion and inspire. Come through on Wednesday nights and feel the fire. Much respect and love to the chat for keeping the comment section nice and packed. Love for all, but we put you through the test, cause in the O.O.C. we get it off our chest. Yo, transmission ended.
Tech Natural is we bring a proper light, cover helicopter like, loud like a chopper bite, block seal the watertight, descend appetite, no skill, just a lot of hype, hit them with a boxer's right, that make them drop the mic, we bring a proper light, cover helicopter like, loud like a chopper bite, block seal the watertight, descend appetite, no skill, just a lot of hype, hit them with a boxer's right, that make them drop the mic, we drop a hot one, pumping like a shotgun, number one spot, there both we got a lock, son, the toss the key, my thoughts run deep, approximately, clock speed, Mach 3, hypervelocity sound, tear it up and break it down, well wait later, they might as well hate us now, so we built a foundation on solid ground, cause haters huff and puff, try to blow us down, we're not slowing down, in fact we getting quicker, we used to flow ill, now we diagnose sicker, Tech Natural, yeah we elevated, so far ahead of the game, now we feeling segregated, cause competition, yeah we got them frustrated, cause they a duplicate, we custom made this spit, yo, they got hip hop suffocated, it can't breathe, we just here to resuscitate it. We bring a proper light, cover helicopter like, loud like a chopper bite, block seal the watertight, descend appetite, no skill, just a lot of hype, hit them with a boxer's right, that make them drop the mic. We bring a proper light, cover helicopter like, loud like a chopper bite, block seal the watertight, descend appetite, no skill, just a lot of hype, hit them with a boxer's right, that make them drop the mic. Attacking supernatural, launching airstrikes, from the intro it ain't a fair fight, no. Just when you thought you were prepared right, bringing skills short like Frodo's, a no-no like a butter knife, but don't cut it. Mediocre MC still got the game flooded. It's overflow from the engine to the carburetor. We got them sweating, breathing heavy like Darth Vader. Now they're trying to settle quick like an arbitrator. By talking smooth like a phone sex operator. I bite the style, but it has no flavor. We're here to stay, so hate us now or hate us later. Still kick the data with soul like Taylor. So pack it in and abort to the layer. Cause hiding out's the only thing that'll save ya from the wrath of the warpath. If you don't know the half, it's the two best, do the math. We bring a proper light, cover helicopter like, loud like a chopper bite, block seal the watertight, descend appetite, no skill, just a lot of hype, hit them with a boxer's right, that make them drop the mic. We bring a proper light, cover helicopter like, loud like a chopper bite, block seal the watertight, descend appetite, no skill, just a lot of hype, hit them with a boxer's right, that make them drop the mic.
What up, people? What up? Welcome back to the show. Chris, I almost fucked it up like you did. Just as the intro was about to go off, I was like, oh shit, I gotta turn off the overlay. What up, people? Glad you guys can make it. Roberto just got kicked out, but I'm pretty sure he'll come back because I'm having a little bit of internet problem. It's all good though. Show must go on. What is up, Josh? What is Chris? Chris, how you guys doing?
Good, pretty good.
Excellent. And I see the people in the chat. We got Caleb, we got Austinator, we got Flash, Caleb, I'm sorry. I know I said it wrong again, my bad. Nindroid is here, Jason Lee is here, Mama Beardall is in the house. What's up, people? Respect for checking out the show. Josh, we're going to start it off with you telling the people about your channel, sir. Go right ahead.
I'm actually excited. I'm a little excited to do this. This is Movie Aficionados here, doing it 24/7, 365 for you. All the people on this panel, we're working hard for your tips and your subs alone, so you got to work hard for us. Don't just talk about it, be about it. We love you 3,000. We're going to welcome the beautiful Chris Knight next to center stage. All right, that's it. I'm practicing.
You are muted, Chris.
Oh shit! The beautiful.
The lovely.
I don't know where he sees that, but
I have no clue. That type of guy, I guess.
It says Josh has a secret crush, though.
Well, Pisces. It's camaraderie. It's camaraderie.
Guyskar, what up, Guyskar? Hope everything's all right.
Hey, Guyskar, good to see you in the chat. Hope everything's good. Hope everything's
cool,
good,
brother. You're cool, brother. Don't worry.
Yeah. Real Review 3000, my channel. Also, check out Chaos Central, which this is simulcasting on, I believe. The more the merrier, people. Sub to everybody's channels. Check out all the shows. Remember, we love to see you here live, but if you don't get a chance to watch us live, go back, watch the replay. It's there. We keep these things up. And yes, again, I know you can't interact with us, but it's good stuff to watch. You know, it's especially on here. Stimulating conversation, lots of good help, good advice, and sometimes just some place to rip into a topic because you're just ready to do that. You know, and that I'm here not just because of one of the topics I know you're going to be talking about, but I'm here because I like to be on the show. So Anzo, thank you for having me.
No problem.
And, good to see Roberto and Josh here too.
Appreciate you coming in. It's like we're having that topic and the other part of the topic isn't here yet. So we'll see if this guy comes in. Maybe he's a little scared, you know. But Mr. Roberto Mendez, talk about your internet. One of those days, bro.
Yeah. This guy from Videotron came today to hook up my shit. I saw this guy in the night climbing in my neighbor's pole. Fucking about a good 5 feet of snow over there. I'm like, yo, I couldn't say it in French, so I didn't say anything. But I wanted to say, yo, I think you should come back tomorrow when the sun's up. Because this ain't working. We got a curfew at 8. You're going to fall out of that tree. Sure enough, the guy fell out the tree.
Seriously?
Came back, told me, yeah. But he was coming down and he fell.
5 foot of snow, right?
Yes.
But you had 5 foot of snow, so he landed in something somewhat.
Cold, hot.
Yeah. Ouch. Yeah, true.
Somewhat like snow, you know. But the end result was my internet didn't get changed because you guys see, I will come and go as the show goes along, not by choice.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna say because I guess he didn't finish what he had to do because he
probably happened.
Yeah, it happened. Shit, that sucks, bro. But if you have anything to say about your channel, show coming up, tell the people about it, sir.
You know what? It can go off right now. I got nothing to say, yo. It's you know, it's a part of what I said in the back room. How when you asked if I had anything to get off my chest, I said I could pretty much take up the whole show. That's the kind of week I'm having, you know. And when I say I'm on the edge, I'm not on the edge of having a nervous breakdown because, mind you, this is what the show's here for, to get shit off your chest, right? Not to carry that shit like luggage. And yeah.
So with that being said,
that's where I could go with that.
Start that shit up, bro.
Unless it's my turn to talk, you know.
Yes, it absolutely is your turn to talk. Start that shit up, bro.
Well, look, you guys are aware that I told you about my mom's. What happened was basically what I predicted. You know, I didn't want my mom in the hospital to begin with because I knew it's gonna not necessarily downhill for the worse, but I knew it would change for the worse, not the better. And I told you guys my mom got COVID. She doesn't like the food there, so basically I'm bringing her food.
Absolutely.
She's not eating it. My dad, on the other hand, is going as the caregiver, and he's supposedly feeding her. But meanwhile, he's trying to feed her. She's not eating it, so he's taking it home. What do you think happened?
They end up having to feed her. Oh, he caught it, yeah.
He got COVID because he took the food from the 8th floor, which is the COVID floor, which is isolation. You got to wear everything going in there, you know. They're old, they're not thinking, whatnot, you know. Sure enough, it ended up passing down to my aunt and my cousin. And basically, it's me running around taking care of shit, you know. And, you know, I'm human. You know, I'm riding on dental floss, so someone looks at me twice and I might say thing, you know. It's beyond my control, but that's what's bothering me now because I'm reaching the point where it's almost beyond my control. You know, So what do? Go outside, scream, find stronger weed, keep distracting yourself. The shit don't go away. It's still there every day, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's where I'm at, man. That's why I really haven't put out my show. The good thing is that, you know, my mom's no longer in isolation.
That's good.
She's good, you know, but for whatever reason, that cough's not going away. And my dad's in isolation because he caught it not too long ago. So, but he's off with
Is he doing okay?
Yeah, he's in there on his cell phone and everything, you know, just
Okay.
like he does. I don't think he took it real serious, you know, but he was on oxygen for a day or two, and it was a little scary, you know.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
they're a door down from each other.
Mm.
But my mom's here in 19 and my dad's here in 14.
That's messed up, man.
So yeah, that's where most of my time is.
How's your brother doing?
Ooh.
How's your brother doing? Your bro?
Yeah. Yeah, you already know. Like we say in the hood, you done know.
Wow. Okay. I don't know what to say with that one. I figure, you know, but it is what it is. We'll talk later.
No, really, honestly, guys, I appreciate all the good thoughts and, you know, the praise and everything. I wasn't really laying it down more or less for that sympathy to feel. I'm just letting you know where I'm at, because for whatever reason, where I was going is that I'm finding, like, you know, my show, I want to do what is normal. I find less and less things to be normal that I'm seeing going on. And I'm wondering, is it only me? Is it maybe me that has the problem? Or did I not get the memo? Because there's some fucked up shit that's going on out there with no repercussions.
For real. I know. What do you think about
a lot of shit?
What are your takes on the virus now that it's like close to home?
You could be vigilant and trying to, like Danny said, trying to avoid it coming. It just takes you 1 fucking minute to slip. 1 minute to slip. Go into, you know, put gas and get in your car and just drive off and rub your nose and say, oh shit, I forgot to put the antibacterial. Bam, you have it. It can be that simple. Thanks, Khalib, K. Appreciate it, brother. That's spinning right now.
That's why I still think we still need to do as much as we can to fucking protect ourselves with this bullshit, bro. Because, man, when you told me that, I was like, really? And then even when Danny caught it, Danny was like, he was doing everything he could to protect himself, and he still caught it. You know what I mean? I thank God I haven't caught it yet, and I knock on wood and hope I don't ever catch it. But at the end of the day, are you taking the virus when not the virus, the vaccine when it's ready?
Am I on? Am I good?
Are you taking the vaccine when it's ready?
I think we had this discussion already. No.
Still? I know.
No.
That's why I asked you if your answer changed now. Still no?
No, it hasn't. It hasn't, because I don't know. Basically, you know, I'm hearing mixed information. You know, some people are having bad reactions to it. A lot of people are having bad reactions to it. So, was that me?
What about you? Yeah, it's okay. You're good. What about you guys?
Chris, you first.
I'm having a crappy past 2 weeks, but not anything that's like that. But internet. I mean, you know, okay. So I haven't been able to do anything really on my channel except for the Rule of 3 last week and this week. That was about it. And my rant next week, which I was hoping to get done yesterday, just didn't didn't materialize in time. Just I don't know. My life is very busy. I'm a single dad. If you don't know that about me, I have 2 boys. One is 15, almost 16. The other one's 19, and he's just now talking about getting in the Navy. You know, I've raised both of them since like 2010 by myself, pretty much. Their mom has not really been there. That's, I mean, I don't even bother with that anymore. It doesn't bother me. But just when everything starts to happen, you know, like with me, timing is everything. If I come home and I'm going to shoot a video, if I don't get right to it, or if something, you know, if that just doesn't come out because I'm not feeling it when I'm shooting it, everything gets pushed back. So then it's like dinner. I got to get upstairs and get to dinner. So do I do the video, which I need to do for my channel, or do I go and do what I got to do, which is typically what I got to do? And so, you know, I get in these rushed positions and stuff like that. But the internet thing really pissed me off this past week because I switched from Google Fiber because they stopped doing TV, and that's fine. So I decided I was going to go to Spectrum Cable to get TV. And when I talked to Google and said, well, cut off the TV, I'll just take the internet because it's gigabit. Well, they jacked the price from like $40 a month, which it should be, to $170 because I took the TV package off. I'm like, how? They're like, well, it was packaged. And I'm like, yeah, but you guys don't even do the TV anymore. So how is it you're penalizing me for unpackaging something you don't even support really anymore? So I said, screw it. The guy told me, hey, wait a month or 2 and then come back and you'll get the price you thought it was going to be, which is fine. I probably will do that. I don't know yet. So call Spectrum up and I added the internet, and I said, I need gigabit internet because I have too much with the business, my entertainment business, the YouTube, all of that stuff. And oh yeah, no problem. I was on the phone for 6 hours between Monday and Tuesday last week. 6 hours with these people to just over a myriad of different things. Took them 40 minutes to get the internet set up. And then they tell me, go get your equipment. I go get my equipment, bring it back, set it up, and none of it works. Why? Because I come to find out the next day when I called back up, was on the phone for another 2 hours trying to figure out what was going wrong until they finally said, well, we're just going to send out somebody to get it fixed. Come out. Turns out that Google, when they hooked everything up, fucked with the Spectrum box. Well, they said whatever they were doing when they hooked it up 3 years ago, they were like, oh, this won't affect anything if you go back to them. Well, of course it did. So I'm getting into this position of where everybody can lie to you. Businesses are going to lie to you, and then they want you to pay for that.
He's held accountable, like I just told.
Exactly.
No
exactly. So here's the thing. I get that all hooked up. They come out, they fix it, and then I'm like, okay, good. I says, everything going? Yeah, you got the. He's like, you got the 256 megabit, and I go, whoa, wait, what? I said, no, I'm supposed to have gigabit, and he's like, well, you got the gigabit, router and box, but that's not the speed you got. And I said, they told me I did. So I call up, and then they want to tell me after the fact. They're like, oh, well, that's $199 activation fee. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, here's the thing. I'm like, I'm the one that hooked all this up. I said, you guys didn't do anything, and you want me to pay? I said, listen, you guys told me I had this already, and now I'm being told I don't. So here's the thing. One, I'm making a video about it. That, trust me, I will do everything in my God-given power to make it go viral. Two, the people who love me so much because they haven't seen me in 3 years are going to get to see me because I'm going to go drive out to Kansas, where their main billing office is, that they do have a store at that you can go into. I'm going to go there. I'm going to talk to the highest manager. And when I stopped taking them 3 years ago, I think it was for 6 months. They wrote off 6 months. When I got back on it last week, they were looking at my past bill because they checked to make sure you don't owe them anything. And they're like, she's looking through it, and she's like, How did you get them to write off near $2,000? And I said, because you guys suck. I said, you guys don't know how to do your jobs. And then I kind of got into that. I said, oh, don't, and here they are. Oh, not even a week. Not even a day. And I'm right back on the phone with these people doing the same shit they did 3 years ago. And I'm sitting there going like, really, guys? Really? They told me that I got all the movie channels. Good. Now I got to watch something on Cinemax Sunday.
And you don't have it.
I have Cinemax. I call up. Oh, no. The lady I talked to that day. The lady I talked to that day, she says, oh, no. They stopped doing that a long time ago. I said, long time ago? I said, then how don't they know about this? Next guy in all these transfers I was doing on this Monday, in that transfer, the second guy I talked to says, no, your package comes with all the movie channels. And I'm like, wait a minute. They just told me it doesn't. And then he gets off, he puts me on hold, comes back and says, oh, I guess not. They stopped doing that in December. And I said, then why did she say a long time ago? I said, that's 3 months ago. I said, that's not a long time. I'm sitting there going like, and so I start getting on my, call me a Karen, I guess. I don't give a fuck.
No, I would have the same thing.
Here's the thing. I was like, let me get this straight. You guys can't even keep your story straight. Nobody knows what's really going on. You don't know what the packages have. You guys don't ever train people because you can't keep the story straight. I said, and I'm paying you guys to be incompetent idiots. Because here's the thing I always want to know. These supervisors, which I don't know what these supervisors make. I'm figuring between 50 and 60 a year, probably. Here's the thing. I don't make that much. I'm somewhere around there. Let's just say lower than 50, probably. I don't know exactly. But here's the thing. I always deal with these people. And the first thing it goes through my head is, hey, how can I get your job? Because you can't do your job. And even if I couldn't do your job, I could do what you're doing. Absolutely. I could do exactly the same thing. How do I get paid to not be able to do my fucking job? How? Just tell me. How can I go to work, put my feet up, sleep in a chair in my office in front of my boss, and basically said, fuck you? How can I do that and still get paid for it? I want to know, because these people, that's what they do. It's like, what the fuck in the world? And like I said, that's nothing compared to COVID and the family. That's like, first world problems going on over here.
Chris, we all feel you, man. We all feel you.
But the thing
like
is,
Mama Bear said, we have a company named Bell that's maybe just as bad, if not worse.
My issues with this is that
that's
again,
the company
time. And I told them I've been on the phone for 6+ hours with you. I don't have time to spend a whole day worth of my job with you. Just trying to fix something. I said, how is it that I pay you to do something, you can't do it, and yet you still expect me to pay for it? If I go to work and I don't do shit, they're going to either send me home or fire me. That's how it works. So why is it that I still had to pay you? And that's why I was getting all the refunds 3 years ago. So I said, if you're not going to do your job or what you said you were going to do, how is it that I'm required to pay you? Which means, again, it's going to be next Monday. I'm going to have to drive all the way out to Kansas, which isn't like that far, but it's away. I'm going to have to go to this freaking office. I'm going to have to knock on the door, and God forbid it's somebody that was working there 3 years ago, because they're going to see me and probably still have my picture in the back room. That's literally. Listen, I knew one of the supervisors by voice. Hello, Time Warner Cable. This is Dan. It's you again. Oh God. I mean, literally, that's how it was at the end of it. Dan. I will never forget his name. His name was Dan, and he knew me.
Absolutely.
Not the way he wanted him to. He's like, oh shit. He's like, God, not this guy again.
That's the thing about a lot of these companies too. Me and Roberto could tell you, because we work for one called like Rogers, right? When you're a new customer, they will go head over heels to get you. When you're been there for like 5 years, they don't give a shit until you decide to cancel. Then that's when they panic. But until then, all the new clients get all the good deals, all the good plans. You know what I mean? Existing client will call up and say, "Hey, I heard you guys have a plan. Can I get it?" "Oh no, that's only for new customers." It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. So I understand how that is with these companies, man.
Yeah, but I mean, and I deal with this all the time, but that's why when I'm talking to like brides and stuff like that, because I DJ, so I do a lot of weddings and stuff. And even if I don't go to the weddings, I'll talk to these brides and they'll be like, "Oh, I want to do this, this, and this." And I'll start talking to them like, "Well, how many people are going to be there?" 200. I'm like, "Okay, that's not bad." Do you have an open bar? That's one of my first questions. People are like, "Why do you ask them if they have an open bar?" Because I'm going to tell them, here's the thing. When they say no, I'll be like, "Okay, here's how this is going to work. Everybody over 60 is going to be gone as soon as you serve the cake. Guaranteed. They're going to be gone."
That's a good point. Yeah.
Old people, I'm sorry. Older people just don't want to stay because they're afraid that the DJ or the band or whoever is going to play or entertain people is going to be way too loud for them. They want to go home, watch Matlock, whatever, who knows. Right. And so I tell them, so however many people, those people are gone. Now, the other people, half of them are staying for the cake and the food. And if you don't have an open bar, they're cutting loose immediately. Now, if you keep 50 of those 200 people, I'm charging you bare minimum to show up $400. Is it worth that to you? I said, and I will turn people away, or I will say, if you want to pay somebody, I'll send somebody. But I'm telling you right now, and I'm not trying to be mean. I like to be honest with people, not because I'd much rather face some sort of a backlash up front than to go to a show and see that person write a check for $400.
Sign the contracts too.
I have contracts, $100 deposit, non-refundable, all of that stuff. But when you watch them sign a check with 5 people in that room and 3 of them are the wait staff that stuck around to close everything down, it's not fun. But hey, you chose it. I try to tell people, like I had one person, I've had 2 in my whole time that I've been doing this, which is over 20 years now. I've had 2 people with the audacity to have a New Year's Eve wedding, and both of those people did not have an open bar. I said, if you have an open bar, there's a chance you're going to have an awesome party. But they both told me it was a cash bar only. And I said, I have never seen it. Literally 7 o'clock, they got there. Before 8, everybody was gone.
Yeah. That happened to me too on New Year's too. I did there. All right, everybody get together. Let's do the countdown. 10, 9. Literally after 0 dropped. All right, I played, Old Lang Syne, and there was nobody there. And it was just me. I was talking around. But I worked for a company, and so I was just playing music, for like 30 minutes. And then they were like, "Yeah, you can leave. Right? Nobody's here." I'm like, "Oh, yeah,
exactly.
Cool, I got my money." He left the cash for me.
Well, that's the thing. After that, but I always think as a business person, and since I own a business, I think business, like our job, and maybe it's the way I was raised, our job is to be upfront with it. Yeah. Are we going to lose? Are we going to lose business? There's a good chance of it. Hey, I've gone a whole year without a show right now because of all this going on.
Well, yeah.
And maybe this year I might end up getting some here on the tail end. We're actually loosening some restrictions and stuff that might get that happening. But I just don't understand where, and we were talking about this kind of with the movies and stuff like that. When a movie was bad, people said it was bad, and it went and just disappeared. Same thing with companies. If a company didn't treat you right, everybody knew about it. You didn't go to that company. If that McDonald's sucks because they never, the fries are always half frozen or whatever, you don't go to that one. Why? Because you know that. Everybody's told you that in your area. But you've come down to a place now where social media, these people have gotten ballsy. Hey, we can do whatever the hell we want because we'll just trash talk them when they trash talk us. "Oh, we didn't do that. You called us all sorts of names. You said this, you said that." You know what? I might have said some things I shouldn't have said, but you know what? That's because you guys are fucking me over.
For real.
So I mean that's basically been my past 2 weeks. Fun. And there's still more to come.
What is up, Danny? Yeah, go
I
ahead.
do have gigabit internet again, and it seems to be making things usable again.
Perfect.
So.
What's up, Danny? Glad you can make it.
How y'all doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Josh, what did you have to get off your chest, my friend? Yeah, you're right.
What's up, Danny?
Hey, what's up, Roberto? How you doing, bro?
Yes.
I'm here, brother. I'm here, man.
Yeah. Similar to Chris, you know, you guys know, I'm also a DJ. I work for a company. And yeah, I've been in limbo, man, this last 2 years. This is what I do, you know. I DJ, I entertain, and I'm gonna try to say this without getting any. Without getting any kind of trouble. When I say I'm in limbo, I'm talking about like relying on these checks. You know what I mean? And and I know that it seems like we only have a week and a half to get this stuff done to extend these unemployment checks. I don't know what you guys have up there in Canada, but you know they're talking about $400 a week. You know, going from here to September. I don't even know, you know, because I claimed unemployment all last year. I don't know if I can get it. Hopefully I can.
I think under these rules you can still.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
I hope.
Well, so what's going on with it is they just passed the bill in the House, and now it's going to the Senate. The Senate is already fucking with the bill. It's like it's already not going to pass in time for me to keep the extension. But yeah, I'm worried, man. I'm like horrified, you know what I mean? And thankfully I've had other sources of income, we'll say, you know, and but now I need this money, you know, I need it to come through. They've destroyed my industry, our industry, Chris, pretty much the entertainment industry, you know, we're grasping at straws here.
How long have you been doing that?
Me being a DJ? About like 10 years.
Okay.
You know.
See, I learned early on, I spent 3 years doing it full time, making pretty damn good money. But I started to learn when I ended up having kids. I was like, I realized booking it for other people and having them work and doing that stuff, that actually helped me out. But I mean, I know where you're at though.
Well, I work for a private company.
Moment. Yeah.
I work for a very, very private company, you know.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
But
holes in this house.
Yeah. And actually I found another spot. That's why I wasn't on Square One and the round table. I've been like working on getting another club spot because this guy that I'm working for, you know, he knew what was going on with the unemployment or whatever. I can't believe I'm saying this. But you know, he kind of screwed us over a little bit. He did some shady shit. So yeah. So I'm waiting.
What did he do? Tell you he was going to pay you under the table and then fuck around?
I don't want to get into specifics. That's it wasn't good. We'll say. No. But yeah, they're fucking around with this thing though, man. And Joe Biden has this thing. You know, I stand firm. I want them to get their 400, but already, like I said, the Senate is like, well, you know, we're not going to give 1,400 to people who make this much. Let's like reverse this and that. Let's not do the $15 minimum wage thing. Let's cut this and that. And it's gonna fuck me up, man. So I'm in a weird spot right now where I could have been doing so much more. I could have been making so much more, but yeah, COVID has affected all of us, and especially like our pockets. You know what I mean? I don't know how it is with you guys, but I'm just.
I just don't understand why your government is having a hard time helping you out, man.
Is it different up there? All the shit that I'm talking about, are you guys like it's possible? Different. It's possible I won't get any money for the rest of this month, and that stimulus check, that 1,400, won't come. I mean, but luckily I'm in a spot where I'm okay, but I'm still like, you know, I need it or whatever. I can't even imagine the people who really, really fucking need it. Like,
well, understand this. It'll get.
What's that?
What?
I didn't hear what you said.
Is that about becoming a gigolo, possibly?
Yeah, I mean, I'm already hoeing around. I should get paid for it. I am hoeing around, but I'm not getting paid for it.
I'm trying to lighten the mood.
to Flash's point, America isn't technically in debt. It is in debt, and more so to its own people than anybody else. That's the thing.
And that's another thing. I always, in the back of my mind, my conservative mind is like, oh, they're fucking giving out all this money. I can't believe they're giving out all this money. It's going to make the U.S. dollar go. This is how it starts. This is how inflation and all this stuff.
Well,
but I need it in the same vein. It's like just flashing ideals. So if they're going to give it to me, I might as well fucking get as much as I can before the actual dollar collapses. You know what I mean? So that's why. Yeah.
Facts.
No, you see.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead. Well, I was just going to say that. So I worked throughout the whole shutdown, like the shutdown. I worked throughout the whole thing, and so did Danny. But my question was when this all stopped. When everything stopped and shut down, and then after we reopened, there was talk that there was going to be another possible shutdown at some point. It's less likely now, but there for a while people talked about that. My worry was what I said is going back to my ex doesn't make, when she did work, she didn't make nearly what I did, but when she was laid up, when they were shut down and everything was going through and people were getting $600 checks, she was making like $200 more a week than I was. And so when they started talking about shutdown again, I said, if they shut down, they better know the people that worked through the first shutdown and offer that $600 to them. See, that's the thing about this government is they don't think about what they were doing. They're like, okay, there are still people who weren't making nearly as much. I was working 60 to 80 hours a week, and I still wasn't making as much as people who worked shittier jobs with less money. Yes. We have 4 people in my facilities department.
60 to 80?
No, go back and look. I mean, you guys remember when I was doing the weekly wrap up on Fridays at work. I had my laptop there and I was doing it at work because I was like, what am I supposed to do? I was showing up on Fridays and Saturdays. I think I was there at like 5 a.m. and I was working at 8 p.m.
That's crazy.
I mean, but we had to have people watching the place because I work in a facilities department. So I have to, just because nobody's there doesn't mean we can shut down the boilers or the chillers or anything. We got to keep it running. So we got to keep an eye on it. And but I was sitting there going like, how is it that somebody that makes $9 an hour, which I agree that the minimum wage in the United States is horrible, but let's not even go there right now. How is it that somebody that makes $9 an hour and works 20 to 30 hours a week is now making $800 a week because they're getting their 40% or 75 or 70%, whatever it is they get from unemployment, and they're getting the extra 600? I'm like, how is it I'm working and not even doing that? Yeah,
I'm like, I was in a weird spot. Like I said, the strip club, it's a lot of cash going on, and I did get a check, and I made sure I got a check because I wanted to have something on the books. A lot of my money, though, whether it be tips from the girls or be playing a taxi driver, there were nights where I would drive the girls home because none of them have licenses or whatever. A lot of cash or whatever. That was just like,
I've worked that life.
You know what I mean? So for me, when the FUPC or whatever the hell it's called came in, I was like comparable. I was still making less than what I was before the virus, though. And then when it shut down, it was like, oh, fuck, thank God I have money saved because I blew through it. And then, you know what I mean? Then I came back again and XYZ. And now, we're still waiting for another extension. So I'm in limbo every step of the way.
And I got to be careful. There's 2 things I want to say to this. One, there are people who worked for an honest dollar. And the only reason why I point out certain people is there's certain people who work just because they kind of have to, not because they do it to live. And so I think the $600 that they were giving out was not targeted. They should have targeted it. They should have really set some parameters to it.
Like
that's my conservative. My conservative mind. I'm not conservative, but there are parts of me that are, and I looked at it and said,
then I would have been really fucked because
maybe.
you only made this much money. Oh, here you go. Like, oh,
well, I don't know.
No.
You see, like I said, that's very dangerous.
Yeah.
You gotta find that good sweet spot of okay, we're definitely helping more people that need it than people who just are using it. But I do always say I'm glad I stayed working. I still am glad because if I hadn't of, who knows, I probably would have lost my mind had I not, because I'm a person that has to have like something to do all the time. I sleep like 2 to 3 hours a day because if I'm not doing something, it's like, but, no, I mean, this whole thing here in the United States, the government, they'll play their games for as long as they have to. It's just how it is. And it sucks, especially for people like you.
Well, yeah, and also, like I said, like the club, the limbo that even the club itself has went through. It's like, can we open? Can we not open? I found this other spot, in another state, so thankfully I had that. But even that's like, you wear your masks. Don't touch any of the girls. Make sure you have the dividers. They have these plastic dividers around the stage. It's fucking crazy.
Damn.
Yeah,
wow.
It's nuts, man. It's nuts. It's weird.
There's no lap dances,
so when they whip their money, it comes right back at them.
There's no lap dances. That's a tough question to answer. I won't answer that one either.
Okay, so there's lap
yeah.
dances.
We're in limbo, man. It's a weird spot.
The strips aren't open here.
No.
Oh no,
that's not going to be open for a while
at all.
But you want to hear something? Is here? Hold on.
And Chris, you mentioned weddings. Chris, what's up? LGG Pickles.
What's up, guys? What's happening? I'm late.
Chris, you mentioned weddings. I was on a wedding on Zoom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I saw my cousin get married on Zoom. It's like, DJ for that.
Yeah, I mean, I had 2 or 3 near the end of last year that I got a call, and unfortunately, I have insurance. I have insurance through a company. So that insurance, when they started setting these parameters, like one of the parameters we had was 25 to 50 people. You could ask for more, but you had to submit a health plan, meaning you had to show that you could socially distance and you were going to have this, you were going to have that. They had to show all that. Well, my insurance called me up and said, if you don't have that documented, if you don't have their plan and something happens and we find out, we're not covering you. So I had to ask them. I'm like, well, did you call the health department? No, he didn't do that. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I can't be there.
That's why I'd rather use the bare minimum equipment. Even if I have better equipment, I'm just like, you get one speaker, you get a crappy laptop, you get the worst stuff. And if you break it.
I got all sorts of ways to set up. I mean, if I have to, I have a wireless speaker that I could go and it's loud and it's nice and I could do it like that. It doesn't matter. It's my insurance requires me to. It did. They've loosened it up. I have to call them up and see what's changed, but
I don't do the DJ insurance thing. That's why either I work for another company, I use their equipment too, or
that's the thing. Yeah, but but again, as a self-employed person that owns a business, it's sole proprietorship. Everybody that works for me is contracted, not an employee.
Right.
But what I do put on my website is I'm probably one of the few sole proprietorship or DJ companies in this state, not a business like a person, not a company that's got 10 people working for them something. But as far as my type of DJ business, I'm probably one of the only ones I know that 1 has insurance and 2 for the past 20 years has claimed taxes on it. I refuse to not claim taxes on it, because I've seen too many people shut down by the federal government because of it. And I refuse not to have insurance because I've seen too many people lose their ass to a stupid drunk idiot tripping over a wire that they weren't even supposed to be near.
True. Godspeed though, Chris. Godspeed, brother.
I froze. I'll be right back. But you guys talk about this. It says Texas and Mississippi is open 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That's great.
Insane. I didn't know about Mississippi. I heard about Texas. That's insane. Is Mississippi Republican led as well?
Yes. And you're going to see the Republican states open up first. But But see, okay, so I live in Missouri. We're a Republican state, but our Republican governor, while maybe not the best way to do it, but he yielded to the counties and to the cities. And it worked for the most part for us. There are some people who hate our Democratic mayor here in Kansas City, but he did shut things down. We have a mask mandate. We have all this stuff. But I've done the numbers. I've seen, let's go New York, for instance, California. Everybody's having just the same amount of problems. It doesn't matter, again, if you're a Democrat or a Republican or who's in charge of your state. Nobody handled this properly.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I mean,
and it's also relative to population too, because some people say that there's I'm in New York, and some people say that our numbers are worse than Florida and Texas could be just based on our population. There's a couple other factors in there too. There's certain people that don't want to abide by any guidelines. They don't abide by the mask guidelines. Religious groups, they don't abide by the mask guidelines because it goes against the religion. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but they.
So do you think they should just open up everything 100%?
See, here's my. Go ahead, Josh.
No, you, Chris.
I was just gonna say, I always go back to, again, I've said it. It's one of my favorite quotes. You cannot force morality. You can't force this on people. If they're not going to do it, they're not going to do it. I mean, in America, I don't want to see this, but I said it when it first started. I said, until you're going to lock somebody up for not wearing that mask in a place, you're not going to win. And the thing is in America, they're not going to do that because that's literally pushing way past your rights. I have watched somebody in the store across the street from me flip off the people when they tried to hand them a mask and said, "Fuck you, I'm not wearing a mask." And you know what? They're not willing to turn them away. I think it's $500 the first time they get caught. I've seen police officers in there at the same time. They kind of just turn their head because nobody wants to get into a fight over that.
Over a piece of cloth.
Because they figure if somebody doesn't want to get it, or if they don't want to be around somebody like that, they're just going to stay away. They're just going to stay 15, 20 feet away from the person.
Well, that's more important than even wearing the mask. Is
that's the thing. So nobody's going to risk people not coming in.
Yeah.
Most people they abide by it. They go with it, and they're like, okay, great. But yeah,
you look like you wanted to say something, Danny. LDG, what do you think?
I'm going to remain quiet on that subject.
What's that?
Did you
I'm
tweet
going
this
to remain
out?
silent on that.
Plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth.
What do you mean plead the fifth? Do you think that they should open up? Texas opened up 100%.
What's going on in South Carolina, brother?
I do not think they should open.
Okay. I say this. I mean, I'm here in Canada. Our numbers aren't the same as yours at all, and we still ain't opening up yet. So I'm fucking curfew at 8:00. I got to be in the house. Can't go outside. Go outside, you get $1,000 to $6,000 ticket.
Yeah, because the virus it does have a bedtime. The coronavirus, it sleeps after 8. That makes a lot of sense.
You'd love it over here in Florida. It's like there's no virus going on.
I don't necessarily think that you have a curfew, but it's been proven that social distancing, washing your hands, and masks and stuff help curb it. So nobody's gonna die, I don't think, of oh Lord, I can't get out and do this, do that. If you close the country down, let's just say 30 days. I just don't think. I mean,
well, now.
I'm not in Josh's or Chris's shoes. I mean, I picked a profession that I knew, rain, snow, sleet, or hail, I'm going to have a job because there's always going to be crooks.
Oh, what up, master?
And crazy people and stuff, and people.
And I salute the blue. Oh, yeah.
So that was one thing. Dog. As long as I don't do nothing stupid, I'm going to have a job. So I don't really worry about job security in my profession. But it's just
they closed down on my birthday last year on the 15th. I think it, actually, hold on, let me double check.
Yeah.
Real quick. I'm pretty sure it was on the 15th last year. And they said for us, okay, guys, don't worry about it. Everybody's going to be working. Just come to work, because we didn't really know how long it was going to last. By the end of the month, a week before the end of the month, my boss came up to me and he says, well, you're going to be sent home. I'm like, fuck. They were going to keep just the supervisors. Now, I found that kind of weird, because I'm sitting there like, the supervisors make more money than we do. That surprises me. They're going to keep them around. The very next day, well, you're third in seniority here. Do you want to stay? Because they're sending all of us home. And so I said yes, because they said, well, you can take your PTO, because at the moment they thought that it might be a short-term thing. But I was like, I don't want to waste my PTO. I said, I'm going to work. And so I told them I wanted to work. I mean,
that?
so I would,
Chris, what is
PTO,
that?
paid time off.
Paid time off? Okay.
Personal time off, paid time off. What do you want to call it? It's just, we get so much a paycheck, and it builds up over time. And, so, and don't get me started on that. They said that we were going to get an hour and a half or like an hour for every half hour we worked or something during the close down or something. I don't know. And then they gave us like a 10th or a 16th of what they said they were going to give us. And I'm like, oh, thank you so very much. Oh yeah. No, don't get me started on that one too. Jesus Christ.
I was laughing at Mads. I was laughing at Mads Mama Bear in there.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Social
man.
distance. But
oof.
To me though,
I just turn around and give him a death look. I give them the death look. They're always right up on me, man.
To me though, and I remember, and I was walking down the street and I found this, like, I'll say it's another reason why you can see like racism, because I'll tell you this, I was walking up the street. This white woman was walking towards me, right? I seen her passing so many people on the sidewalk, so many, just like right beside them, walking past them. I even had my mask on because it was cold that day, right? It was like really close. When she got to me, she went on the street. She passed everybody else straight up on that sidewalk, and then when she got to me, she crossed over on the street to walk around me.
So you like that thug, so I probably would have crossed the street too.
I was cold. I had my winter jacket on,
that thug.
my mask on.
Thuggish,
There's no way I look like a thug, bro.
Thuggish bone.
There's a thug on the street. There's a thug on the street. She's like, look at
I got to be going
with those Jordans.
So
later, Chris.
Spurs hat.
You're gonna miss the topic, man.
I know. Well, okay. Are we going to it?
Yeah.
Oh, we're having another
I'll stick around for a few minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, and I got something to say about it.
So yesterday we had a topic where we were talking about freedom of speech.
Oh, that's right.
Freedom of speech, it's important.
I've been so into WandaVision today. I could totally freaking forgot.
Yeah, you forgot about the freedom of speech topic, right?
Freedom of speech. It's good stuff, dude. Gotta have it.
Exactly.
Now,
save us all.
Baby.
Now the question and the argument that was going on was, should everybody? Anyways, Chris, explain it. Explain what you were saying.
Okay, so when you're dealing with freedom of speech, the question is how much freedom of speech? Where's the line? Is there a line to be drawn when it comes to your personal work? Because basically, Gina Carano getting fired for what she said. There is a line, because if you work for a company, they're always going to tell you, watch what you say, do this, da. But really, she didn't say anything that was horrible. But the question is how far can you let freedom of speech at your own place of work? When you're away from it, how much freedom of speech do you get? LDG has his Prometheus idea, which is a great idea. It allows you to personalize what you want to see and what you don't want to see. So if you're racist, you can go full on into your racist bigotry, all this stuff, and you can get all that information you want about that without without problem. And you can cut out everything else. Black Lives Matter, all that. You could cut out all that. Correct, LDG?
Yep.
Okay. So you could personalize what you want to be influenced by or what you want to see. Now, that's fine and dandy. What basically what he's saying is that then that person who doesn't want to see that can cut that out. What I said is even then, there is some place that racist and that bigotry and certain things still can cross a line when you get to work. Because here's the thing. My thought is that if, and I'm not like this, but let's go this way. If I am a person outside of work who goes on a website or goes on to Twitter or Parler or anything like that, and I drop N-bombs and I call black people that word, and I hate you because you guys, go ahead.
And anonymously or not, because that's another thing. That's another factor.
Even if I have I'm
not saying it's right either way. I was just
even
saying,
if I have a different name, or I use a different name, or I use a pen name.
I had to add that because that's important.
I understand that, but here's the thing: if that gets found out by my work now, I believe, has an obligation that probably they need to fire me, because here's the thing. If they know I'm that type of person outside of work, if anybody else finds out, that causes a tension. That causes an underlying chance of possible violence or possible conflict. And that your job is not willing to take that on. And so even if I'm anonymous, if anybody ever found out, I think that still crosses the line. There's only so much, I think, that you can allow. Now, if that person doesn't have a job, fine. But when you're talking about a job, you have to think about everybody under that roof and how they interact together. And if Anzo finds out that I'm this person, let's say whatever name I use, white supremacy 102, let's say that's my name. And yet you don't see my face ever. Maybe I do videos, maybe I cut videos together to preach, white supremacist views, whatever. If I do that, but let's say Anzo just so happens somehow to find out that's me. He works with me. Now, what do you think is going to happen? Is that safe for the workplace to not interject into that?
No, and I mean, in that example, it's definitely a conflict of interest there too.
See, there's my point. So how far does freedom of speech actually go?
Well, you can tie into what
There's only one way to do it. There's only one way to do it. Freedom of speech is freedom of speech, and we can go down the rabbit hole as much as you want, but you won't have true freedom of speech unless you give everybody freedom of speech. Everyone. There is no line. You know what the line is? The line is shutting your mouth. That's the line. Okay.
But my point is,
if I want to say the sky is purple, I know. Let me finish. I let you finish. If I want to say the sky is purple, so be it. If I want to say I hate somebody, so be it. If I want to say I love somebody, so be it. It's freedom of speech. Now, there's levels of freedom of speech, because without freedom of speech includes freedom to speak without consequence. That is the whole point of freedom of speech, which includes accountability. So that's why his point was completely valid, because you need a platform. So if you don't get caught by death by association, and by death by association, I mean any thought or belief that you might have, you get judged by. The only way to do that is to be anonymous.
Well, that's fine.
And you deserve to be able to say whatever you want to say anonymously. But with freedom of speech comes the freedom to listen. And you should have control and power over what you want to listen to. And if you don't want any of that, then so be it. But by censoring people, no matter what it is, no matter how bad you want to give me an example, okay? The moment our freedoms are subverted, an injustice is done that hurts everyone. Okay? Because you cannot tell me what is and what isn't correct. Right. There are people out there that are being subjugated right now because they're speaking the truth, but they're being labeled just as bad as haters.
What
okay?
I'm saying,
have to give it to everybody.
What I'm saying is I'm not even going down that road. I'm fine. I understand that. Listen, if you're racist, it doesn't matter. You'll say it at your house. You'll say it when you're on your phone. Yeah. And you're probably not thinking about the people who are around you hearing it. You have a right to that. Even today, you have a right to that. But when you step into a business, that business, let's say I am that person anonymously, and somehow, some way, Onzo finds out it's me. I'm anonymous.
And that's not anonymous then.
Well, no, but I am staying anonymous. But here's the thing. Okay, so Prometheus, is it going to be a company?
No.
See,
Prometheus is a free and open source, not open source, but
the thing is somebody's going to have to take accountability if I get found out. Because here's the thing. Then what happens is
they won't.
Wait. Let me finish here. You are going off of theoretics. I'm saying if, and that's a theoretical thing too. If it happens, it's like saying the meteor will never hit the Earth. Well, we know it will. We just don't know when. But if I get found out, and then Onzo is at work with me and approaches me with that piece of nugget, hey, I saw what you put on there. He didn't want to see it. Let's just say, I don't know how he found it. I'm not even going to go down that road. I'm just going to say he finds out somehow, some way.
Right.
And then he gets in my face. And I'm not saying this would happen. I'm not getting into if it would, if it could, anything. If I kicked his ass up and down and beat him to an inch of his life.
Just a theoretical, Onzo.
No, I know. Laugh what you want. Or vice versa. Vice versa. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. If it happens to him, he's going to sue. Now, he might sue me, but he could also sue the company. His lawyer's going to tell him, sue the company because they should have done something about it. You should have been able to go to them. What you're saying is you can't do that. Within the workplace, there are some rules that they are allowed to have as a private entity that covers their ass. You cannot live in a world where somebody isn't responsible for what happens within their realm.
Exactly.
When you mix two people together that are of two opposite minds, your freedom of speech stops at a certain point. If I'm walking down the street and I pass by Onzo and I'm a racist and I say something in passing, I have a right to do that. I do. I have a right to say that. That's why neo-Nazis, that's why the KKK can still march today. But if I'm at work, that becomes the problem of the workplace. And it will always be the problem of the workplace. And that is why certain things, to a certain extent, what Gina Carano said should not be in that. That should be protected because what she said was not racist. It didn't hurt anybody.
Right. It was more like just an exaggeration of what she felt.
Okay. I'm trying to follow. You've gone so far beyond your original point. You've lost.
No, my original point is this: at workplaces, because you were saying that's not freedom of speech. When they have clauses in the book, in the employee handbook, that say, "Hey, if we catch you doing this, or if we find out you're doing this, you will be reprimanded."
Yeah, that's your own business. Where you work is your business. That has nothing to do with the platform you use. You can't sue a hammer company for killing somebody with a hammer.
If I'm a racist, I can speak it there, but
yeah, they will try.
The workplace could fire me for being like that. Still, even with your platform.
Yeah, that's why you better be on a platform that does what it says it's going to do. Exactly. And right now, Twitter is not it.
No, I'm not disagreeing. But what I'm saying is that
what I'm saying is
platform. There's never going to be a place in the world, and especially in America, that doesn't hold somebody accountable. They're not going to give somebody a free platform.
You're not going to have a choice.
Oh, You see, you say that, but you're fighting a system.
I know how the game's played. I know how apps are distributed. I know how the game is played. And like I said, the number one thing about Prometheus is no matter how much I've already come up with, no matter how thick my notebook is over here, it's not going to work without the people behind me. And I'm going to run Prometheus just like I think the president should run the country. That's why I have a channel. That's why I'm spreading the word. I need the people to back me first, or else this will never work. It will fail, no matter how good my code is, no matter how many breakthroughs I've created.
Do you think you're going to get people to go on board? Do you think people are going to go on board?
I think people need the First Amendment digitized, online, dependable, something to go to that works for them instead of works for some stupid ass money grubbing company. Yes.
LDG, we've spoken before. I remember backstage about like the difference between the dark web in its entirety now versus Prometheus, and how that's kind of
this. Yeah, let's not use the term dark web, please. It's deep web. Dark web is for sickos.
Deep web. Sorry.
Yeah.
But that's my point, though. Is that like? So do you think? But so let's get on that then. So with Prometheus, do you think that there will be some unfortunate people who, like Chris was saying, will slip through the cracks, not just with racism, but with God knows what else.
Whatever.
Awful stuff, yeah.
When you say slip through the cracks, there is no... They're slipping through the cracks now. Because people are being censored. The people who are what you say they are, and I'm tired of just using racism as a go-to example. No,
there's so many other...
Okay? There's so much sick shit going on out there. Yeah. It's not even funny. It makes racism look like a nothing. Okay, I mean there's some serious sick shit out there right now. Okay,
yeah,
you can literally hire a hitman. You can buy children. There's sick stuff out there. Okay,
yeah.
So any of that stuff has already gone into the deep web. It's already slipped through the cracks and is already happening. Okay, so having a true public forum isn't going to change that one single bit.
Right. That's
okay. What it will do is allow you to not find yourself in that situation. Okay, it'll give you the tools you need to bypass all of them.
So those people
and stick with what you want to stick with.
And Chris, and LDG, everybody, let's not forget the other end of this spectrum, because one of them spectrum is they're like, hiring hitmen and killing people anonymously. The other end of the spectrum is they're changing Mr. Potato Head to Potato Head.
Because but then there are also good people too. There are teachers that want. There are good things and bad things, guys. Yeah. There's a full spectrum out there. So just because I'm not going to let the bad people ruin it for the good people.
Right.
Okay, but is it right?
No, of course not. But that has nothing to do with the platform.
Wait. Is it right, though? Basically, your platform would still be condoning children being assaulted.
Incorrect.
Because you're allowing
it's not the word you want to use.
Well,
if I go to Home Depot and buy a hammer and commit murder, you're telling me that. Wait, answer the question.
We're outside. Wait.
No, we're not outside.
We're outside of freedom of speech.
Go buy something. No, that's the same thing. A platform. If I go buy something legally that has a completely good use, and I go and commit a heinous crime with it, are you going to say that the company that made that device condones me doing that bad act?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That's exactly what you're saying.
No. I just was trying to change what I said, because when I said
go ahead.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
We can't talk about people selling children because that's against the law. Your platform would not allow something like that. Now, would it? Because that's not freedom of speech. That is literally
it wouldn't have a button that says buy a children. No, of course not.
If they type it,
if someone
understand that's freedom of speech because they're not doing it.
Yes, they can do whatever they want. It's a free public platform.
They can say it.
Yes.
But you're not going to allow a platform that says, hey, here's a picture of a kid. I need $30 transferred to me now.
Of course not.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. And that's where I stopped. I stopped and I said, we're talking about freedom of speech.
Well, so LDG.
You want to, wait, time out. LDG, you do realize that happens today. That does happen in places.
You're right. And that's where the dark web comes into.
You would, so in Prometheus, you would, like, not you personally, but the algorithm would personally go in and filter out X, Y, Z. That's really,
it's not. It's not okay. Don't think of Prometheus as the everyday website. There is no central hub. It's a peer-to-peer platform. It is the algorithm is in your pocket. The algorithm does what you want it to do. There is no central anything. It's completely decentralized. It is centralized on decentralizing you as a server.
So you're not going to know. It's like the blockchain, where you're not going to know.
It's like a blockchain, but slightly different. Yes.
So,
all right, guys.
So, yeah.
Chris, you're out.
I do have to run. But I mean, you know what? I don't disagree with what LDG wants to do. I understand it, but I always think that there's somebody out there that's looking for an opportunity to misuse stuff out there. Yeah. And I don't know if there's anything in the world that will ever prevent that. Again, the second that banks figure out a way to stop people fraudulently taking money and stuff, the people are one step ahead of that. There's always somebody that's, and I understand, LDG, you're a smart person. I'm not saying you're not. And I understand you have safeties in there for that type of thing. But just as hard as somebody's working to stop that stuff, there's somebody just as hard working to misuse that.
Yeah, of course.
And that's my worry. And I'm not saying, I mean, because I'm not smart enough to know if there's a way to stop that. Maybe there is. Maybe you do know that. And maybe that will work. I am behind your idea, so don't ever think for a moment that I'm not behind that.
No.
I do question how far we let people go, because
you should question it.
That moment that somebody like Anzo finds out that I might put this out there, that I'm saying these bad things, then you become a face-to-face problem possible. Yes. And there's somebody that's going to have to pay the consequence for that if something erupts because of it. And that's where I think that even businesses at a certain point have to have, listen, there should just be certain things. If I am completely a racist person and it gets to work, but I think that with businesses, there needs to be
I get what you're saying.
There needs to be a set amount of freedom of speech, but at some point you got to say that is way too far.
Chris, let me say something about that, because I get what you're saying, but here's my point. If you're racist, you're racist.
Yes, you are.
The fact that you said something doesn't change the picture.
Right.
No, but you are but with those safeguards in place
does nothing but let them not expose themselves.
Right. That's actually worse.
It's actually worse. And this is part of Prometheus, is the fact that you can't quantify someone's actions. You can only categorize them.
So you're not going to change.
By doing so, you can actually have, because one of the parts of Prometheus is actually a metadata sniffer that can sniff the metadata all around you from everybody else's Prometheus and tell you whether or not you should turn the next corner. Now, what do you think about that idea? You can't have that without freedom of speech.
So all I'll say is you're okay with people going and talking hatred and stuff like that, as long as we keep freedom of speech. They can do whatever they want to, say whatever they want to.
I believe we need freedom of speech. That's it. I'm sorry, but the question is implied.
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that.
I know you're not. I'm talking about the people listening right now. That is an implied. There's too much implied in the way you mentioned that question.
I get.
I believe in freedom of speech. I believe that society needs to change. Yes, but I also believe that people are not born racist. People are not born wanting to kill the entire world.
No.
Yeah, I believe that once society starts changing, a lot of that will people do. You know what? I know this is whatever people do change. I've changed.
You know what?
Okay, I've known people who've changed.
Chris, we'll see.
Okay.
No, I hate that.
All right,
you know
Chris.
what I hate?
Guys, take it easy, all right?
Peace, Chris.
I hate that.
Later, Chris.
Later, Chris. I hate that in human nature, we need to give, if you give somebody an inch, they take like 5 miles, 10 miles on either end of the spectrum. Because if you say, oh, yeah, freedom of speech, go ahead. It's free for all. Say what you want. It's unfortunate that people will be like, oh, cool. I can say racist stuff. I can say weird pedophilia stuff. I can do this and that. And I'm free to do anything I want. And then on the other end of the spectrum, it's like, no, now we're regulating it. We're cracking down. And then it's like, we're cracking down on Mr. Potato Head. We're cracking down on Dr. Zeus. We're cracking down on. So either end, you can't win. on either side.
Not to mention it's okay to say a lot of the stuff, bad stuff, as long as you're a comedian, though. Where do you draw the line? That's what I'm talking about, right?
Well,
you can say some of the most disgusting, horrible, racist, hateful things, but if you're making a paycheck to say that as a joke, it's okay. So where do you draw the line there? This is why I'm saying there is no line.
Well, with comedy,
not anymore, though.
Comedy is about context.
What you're saying though is cancel culture and PC, but I am right though. You can go to an adult nightclub and you can you know what I mean? Yeah, even now. You might not find it on a TV channel, but it still exists.
The Nasty Show.
What's that, Chris? What's that, Roberto?
The Nasty Show.
The Nasty Show.
The Nasty Show, is that one in particular?
Nasty Show in Montreal?
No.
Oh, Montreal.
Oh, no. There's no limits. They're full raunchy.
But do you think that cancel culture is the same here as it is there, though, Roberto? I don't think so.
Probably
somewhat, not the same extent, but somewhat. Like I said, the whole world is trending a certain way, man, and it's not the way that. Sorry, I don't know what normal is anymore, but it's not the way the majority used to be. Like, you got to take a joke for a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I've heard black jokes that I laughed at because I saw the humor in it. I didn't take offense to it. It's how you tell the joke where I'm going to be offended or not, because you know, you're not trying to humiliate me. And you can make jokes of every race and religion and get humor out of it, but you could also get the other side of it if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
and I think there's too much want right now. Everything's fucking scrutinized, man. Everything. Like this Dr. Seuss thing was like, what?
I know, eh?
Yeah.
My daughter said my daughter, I was with her today. She was like, "Yeah, we read Dr. Seuss." I'm like, "You did? Oh, they didn't take it away yet? They didn't burn the fucking books?
They're burning the books."
No, I don't know if they're burning. I was just being.
No, I'm making a joke, you know.
Oh, yeah, okay, me too. Yeah.
Which is funny too, because they didn't even go to the first option. Is why don't they just edit those particular books? Why is it just canceled?
How about you don't? How about you just?
Well, no, not that. Yeah. Well, okay, I'm the first person to say you should have an infinite amount of variations of particular things, but you should have an edited version and give the people the choice what they want. That's what Prometheus is about. It's not about changing stuff. It's giving you infinite possibilities or variations on a particular thing. If you want the original version of Dr. Seuss, you have the right to choose that. If you want the edited, more PC correct BS, whatever the hell you want to call it, version of it, then you can pick that one if you want. Let the people choose, but provide the option instead of making the choice for them.
Danny.
Yeah, peace out, Danny.
Peace out.
Danny.
So I want to bring up.
Peace out, D.
I want to bring up the joke thing too. Like, it's all about context, man. You know, I do my comedy stuff. I do my comic book. If you say a certain thing a certain way, I'll give you an example. Like Louis C.K., he had used the N-word, but he had a setup. He made it funny. You know, there was a punchline, and he wasn't trying to be shocking. Then you had like Michael Richards, the Seinfeld idiot, who was just like, you know, screaming all these racist slurs.
Yeah, but that he had to be held accountable for.
But that's what I mean, though. Like,
you know, you got humiliated or shunned in your show. Take it with a grain of salt and move on. But your true colors came out, and you ruined your career.
But it can't
be exactly what happened.
But it can't be a blanket. You can't do this. It has to be like, no, we need to look at things on a case-by-case basis, and that's why I think
I say you base it on intention.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're saying it to hurt me, offend me, provoke me, it's wrong.
Right, because Kramer wasn't making jokes at that point. He was literally belittling and yelling, and you know what I mean? He got mad because his shit was bombing and he went off on people. You know,
someone called him out in the crowd.
Well, he had a heckler.
Exactly.
Yeah, whether your shit, whether people like you or not, is completely subjective. It's not good or bad because someone's gonna like it. But if the person who was heckling was maliciously heckling, then there's the cause.
Do you think
no one wants that? No one should be. There's nothing wrong with booing, but when you're heckling and you're maliciously freaking trying to disrupt the show, that's where you cross the line there in a particular.
Oh, you have him put out. You know, you have him put out. You set your parameters as a comedian or with the bar owner. This is how I roll. You know, get these people out of here.
Yeah.
But
security should have gotten that guy out immediately.
But you see, the thing about it is comedians are supposed to be able to handle that, because you can watch many comedians out there who get heckled all the time and they turn that shit back around.
Yes, those are true comedians.
But people also have...
You have a very valid point.
Mm-hmm.
You look for that shit and just mix it up in your bowl and get a taste of this.
That's exactly right.
Or
but
here's
people are allowed to have bad days.
No, you're right. Okay. They are. Yeah, I agree with that.
Like 100%. I said, LDG, you got to see their intention. You know, if I said it and then go, oops, or try and retract what I said, you know, okay, it passed through my mind. It was a thought, but it's not my common intention. I don't necessarily hate black people.
Yeah.
But, you know, to go on and on and on and on and on with no remorse, no regret. And then when people start calling you out and your career starts going into jeopardy, you want to apologize? That doesn't work, man.
If we're going to switch the topic, not switch the topic, but change the angle of the topic, because this is what I really want to push about Prometheus, is not the very first thing a lot of people say when I talk about freedom of speech and Prometheus. They always go to the negative, like right off the bat.
That's the life we live in.
Everybody judges my idea on the negative. Well, no, it isn't. That's the problem. It actually isn't. People make it that. Okay? There's nothing in this universe that is actually negative. It is beautifully filled with positives. The universe is beautiful.
Whether we make it or not,
it's
actually happening right now.
I understand that.
Happening right now.
But once you realize, once you turn a light on, you can see, you'll start turning a light on a lot more often. Okay? You start talking about the positive and what the positive things of a true public forum can bring will actually snuff out a lot of the negative. The things that it would fix and give us power over. I mean, our digital footprints are being completely stolen every single day. Okay, our words right now are being monitored, recorded, sold. Everything that we're doing right now is we're being digitally raped every single day. You turn on your computer and you go online.
Josh, would you like to buy some Celtics hats? Yeah, well, I guess. Fuck, man. Put it right there, right in front of my face. I know, Anzo, you get the Spurs hats, of course. All fucking
it's
time.
Only getting worse, and it's going to get to a point where you have a phone call conversation, and the next time you go online, whatever you talked about gets flashed in front of your face.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
All right. And there's the next thing when it's going to get to the point where you have a phone call, and the next time you walk into a public supermarket or a hardware store, they're going to know basically what you talked about in your private conversation. It's getting that bad.
A robot will come with here's that wrench that you told Roberto about on the call, and here's a screwdriver that you needed. Like, oh fuck.
And the only reason why it's happening is because it's happening behind our backs, in front of our face. We're allowing it by not saying not to it, saying no to it. We're opting in by automatic, and we're saying I don't care. And if we had a platform that lets you hold that information and control it and say, okay, listen, if you want this information, what am I getting for it in return? What are you doing with it? Complete transparency. And what, literally you can monetize your data. It's time that we monetize our data, because you know what? It is a job, and you're working for these companies, and Facebook makes about $35 per user. Now, how many social accounts do you have? Times that by 35, and by minimum, that's how much money you should be making.
It's a good point.
Just for being online. Okay?
It's a good point.
Every time you check your email, every time you go online, every click you make, every freaking stream you take, someone's profiting on it. You should make a song on that. Maybe Weird Al.
Well, so you're paying for the servers, the actual physical servers over at Zuckerberg's office or whatever, in wherever the hell it is, or Google Kansas or whatever. We're paying for those servers, the actual physical servers, is what you're saying in a way.
You lost me. Me or Prometheus? You're talking about?
No. I'm talking about us, like as consumers, like by having them sell our data.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Well, the account $35 thing is an article I found online, how much Facebook actually makes per user. But obviously, they're making a whole lot more than $35, enough to pay for their servers in the whole 9 yards. That $35 per person is profit to them. That's after everything's paid for.
Because what you're talking about seems like it's self-sustaining. It's not software. It's not a hardware based.
Yeah,
like you're not going to have a million.
It uses the infrastructure that already exists. That's why I'm saying Prometheus could not be possible 20 years ago.
Gotcha.
Cell phones suck, computers sucked, internet sucks. It's just now that things are better. Cell phones are awesome. Computers are awesome. Bandwidth is awesome. We got 5G coming. We finally have the infrastructure in place where we don't need servers. Now, it'll be a hybrid system. So there will be soft shadow servers out there, but that's what Facebook would get turned into. So now instead of you being a client of Facebook, Facebook is a client of you. You agree that Facebook can go ahead and post you and promote you as a publisher now, turns them into what they actually are, a freaking publisher, because they are not a public platform. They will then say, okay, listen, we'll take off some of your whatchamacallit, you can use our servers, we'll promote you. People know when they come to Facebook that we're biased about this, that, and the other, but we are a publisher, just like a regular newspaper. But to help you out, we'll pay you this much money to join us, and we'll host this much of your content and make it easily available. Because a lot of people are saying, oh, well, what is the point? Are you trying to put Facebook and Twitter out? No, I'm trying to make them better, trying to put them in their place, make them what they actually are, a publisher, okay? And have you benefit from them instead of them benefiting from you. Because right now they are getting away with absolute crimes right now against us. It's not even funny. And then we're getting bullied and saying that you can censor our speech, you can ban our accounts, tell us what to do, what to see, what to think, what to say. You know what I mean? Get us fired from our jobs, have us death by association in the public eye. It is absolutely horrible.
That's true.
And I will see this question, Caleb. I did see the social dilemma, and that shit had me like, wow, man. When they talked about the algorithm and everything like that, like I tell anybody they should watch that because that was some freaky shit, man. The way they show how the algorithm
beyond freaky.
You seen it, Roberto?
Yeah. Told my kids, you better watch that shit.
Yo,
my daughter's like, oh, that's not my generation. I go, it's right exactly for your generation.
Damn right.
Ever since post 9/11, it gotten a million exponentially worse after 9/11. Well,
that's what Snowden had talked about too. I don't know if you're a believer of Snowden, LDG, but he had brought all this shit to light, and he still does. I still listen to him.
Well, I honestly don't know why I'm the only one really talking about this. There should be. And I know why it is.
Because the others have gone missing.
I have already said this. A friend of mine has my notebook. If anything happens to me, he will publish my notebook online.
Facts.
It's going to be like enemy of the state.
You know what, LDG? I don't argue with you at all. Everything you said would be a better place to live. I just think regarding freedom of speech, if it's regulated to some content or extent, then it's an almost perfect world because you have again choice. Like I was speaking to somebody and I said, I used to always make jokes, imagine we had the internet, if we were young, and I would never trade my upbringing.
Right.
Roberto, let me ask you a question, Roberto.
Amen.
Let me ask you a question. All right, I'm being real here because I get
this
how
is all
it
we do.
sounds. Okay, I get how it sounds when I'm sitting here saying there is no limit. You cannot limit it. It has to be freedom of speech must be absolute. Okay, I get how that sounds. But then you have people saying even if it's the slightest, no. Let me ask you a question. If someone was going to commit murder or commit a crime, and they did it in their private circles, right? Let's say on Prometheus. Okay. Let's say Prometheus stopped that person from saying whatever they were going to say. That person went through analog channels. You want to understand what I mean by analog? Like completely untraceable, completely secret, no way of finding out whatsoever, shadow methods.
Okay.
Well,
okay, commits that crime, and you turn the corner where he committed that crime, and next thing you know, you have a bullet in your back from a stray gunshot. Okay. Now, let's say he used Prometheus, because Prometheus is saying freedom of speech, you can do what you want. And he go ahead and he does. He's not going to stop him. Nothing is going to stop you from doing what you want to do. Okay. No algorithm, no law, no officer, no nothing. Okay. If a person wants to do something, they will do it. End of story. Now, let's say that person used Prometheus and you're walking that corner and you're what I like to call your meta dog says, "Hey boss, cross the street right now." Doesn't tell you why, doesn't give out personal information about whatever, but it reads the metadata and said, you should not be in this corner right now. Move. And saves your life. Are you now happy that Prometheus didn't block that person?
Well, you know,
It would save lives.
Everybody's time is coming, right? What if it was meant to be that that guy was to get shot, but now you stopped him from getting shot, and he becomes a serial killer and kills 17 kids.
Oh no!
You just nailed the hammer on the head, because of that metadata. One of the side effects was telling you to not turn that corner and saved your life. But another thing it did was also alert those family members, those whatever it needs to do to try to help that person or help the person who's being targeted, or God knows how many things that when this is created, it could have done to curve that situation. Without that in place, that person had free reign to say what was going to happen. And if that include shooting a gun and killing you in the back, then that's what it included.
No, but it's okay. Like, listen, I'm not arguing. If something could tell me, hey, don't take that flight, that plane's going down, I'd appreciate it. But at the same time, it's a totally different.
Roberto, you went a little too far on that example. Okay, you went a little too far on that example.
I like to add flavor, you know. I like to add flavor to my shit, you know. But like I said, LDG, I'm an open book, right?
That plane's not getting off the. Just for the record, if Prometheus knew that plane would not get off the ground. Okay,
and then there'd be a lot of lives saved, right?
Yeah, this is to the Winter Soldier with the helicarriers, man.
Because like they say, there's people that have this theory in their head that it's not their turn, but there's 300 or 200 people on this flight. What if it's their turn? I don't have a chance to say, hey, I'm not supposed to be here. You're going down too, right? So let's do the vice versa then. If I could be
I do enjoy the fate argument. And to the fate argument, I say this. It's our fate to make it our fate. And there's nothing in this universe that proves that wrong yet. It is time for us to put our fate in our own hands. We have proven that we have the ability to change not only ourselves and the environment around us, but so much more. And until
questions for days, LDG.
If we want to keep being sheeple, and because that's the way I see us right now, and it's not our fault really, because
I'm not because you came late. Like I was trying to say, I am not one of those sheeple, and I kind of feel like I'm seeing more and more of them. And I'm starting to say, like, WTF? What the fuck, yo? Is it only me? So I know it's not only me. Because some people are too passive. You know, like how we used to, when we grew up, we used to say, I don't want to die in New York because people would just walk by me. Because you would see it all the time. Like, the city was so fast-paced that someone could be getting raped, mugged, whatever, and everyone would just go about their business, right?
Oh, man, that subway, it's leaving 5 minutes.
You know what I mean? It's a scary world. Now, the fact that so much is going on that doesn't make sense, and things are being done that, like, really twist your face, you know, like screw fake kind of thing. Like, what the fuck? I saw McConnell stand on TV prime time talking about Trump's going to be held accountable for his crimes just because we didn't impeach him. doesn't mean he's going to get off on these crimes. And man, he looked fucking serious. I was like, you know what? I think justice is finally coming, making a boat face. And then he's on TV not too long ago. Trump is thinking of running in blase blase. Would you elect him? 100%. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how could this guy still hold a seat? How could anyone want this guy in power?
Well,
Well, you went from one thing to another thing. You went from the subway thing to that. I don't know.
I'm going like things just ain't right, Josh.
Oh,
and I could go from fucking soccer
right,
to ping pong to table. I could go all over the place, man.
No, you're right. I was
okay. Right now, you have cancel culture, right? And cancel culture is what? A side effect from the mass, from the horde. What do you call that? Horde mentality. Mm-hmm. That's what cancel culture is. It only takes one domino to strike a viral negativity towards somebody, something, some idea. Okay. And cancel culture isn't a headquarters. Okay. It is a side effect of, like I said, the horde mentality. Right. Whatever that horde mentality is, you have, remember, not only do you have cancel culture, but you have promote culture. And promote culture can work just as bad and have just as negative effects as cancel culture does to good people, to that promote culture has to bad people. Okay.
Am I being placed in a group or something? Am I misunderstanding?
Cancel culture.
President of the United States.
No. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. No, finish, Allergy. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, point in case is the president of the United States. We can have the most shittiest person run for president, but because of the horde mentality, there is a promote culture that promotes that person as the savior of the universe, even though the
yes,
to do that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. There's two sides to every coin, and to every side of the coin, there's two sides to that as well. Okay. And
yeah, but my point is that no one's being held accountable. Shit like this happened 20, 30 years ago. I don't think everybody would just be so passive about it. It would be all over the place. Get this motherfucker out.
If we had a public platform, a true public platform where everybody could actually speak, think about how that would curve cancel culture. Right now, the cancel culture only survives because the people who want to bitch.
They have the loudest voice. They're the smallest group, but have the loudest voice.
I'll give you that.
What if we had a platform that made your voice just as loud? All of a sudden now, cancel culture now gets completely leveled out with the rest of society.
And that's what we need. Like I said, I don't like echo chambers. And I think it's not only echo chambers, it's also like there's a double standard of, I want to hear what one group says. I won't even say left or right. One group says something. We don't want to hear what the other group has to say. So yeah, no, I'm fully on board with Prometheus being able to do that, or at least even if one thing is wrong or right or whatever you want to call it, negative or positive, at least we can hear both sides and one won't just get shut out.
It also depends. It's not just some guy just saying we just need a public platform. It's how that public platform is built. Okay. You need somebody who actually builds this program, this solution, to by design be a public platform. You need to rewrite what it means. And right now, that's why Parler, I make a joke about Parler. Parler is not a public platform.
We had talked about
isn't that. For freedom of speech. Okay. They might advertise that way. They might have, this is that promote culture. They might be getting promoted that way. Okay. And a lot of people are saying it, but Parler is not a free public platform. It strictly isn't. And go use it for yourself and find out for yourself. See how see how freedom of your speech can be.
I can't.
It won't. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that is correct because like I said many times, man, you can say certain words on Facebook, but certain words, if you even attempt to say it, they'll fucking ban you for a week or a month. It's happened to me.
Yeah, they blocked one of my jokes. It was a stupid little joke. It was from like 3 months ago. Somebody had called somebody, they were saying something to a woman. They were like, yeah, show me your big pussy and all this horrible stuff. And I was like, so I made a joke. I was like, with the quotations, show me that big pussy, and then I put on the bottom shows mirror, and everybody laughed at it because you know, like, oh, you know, here you're the pussy.
Well, here's another thing too. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, they sent me a thing. They was just like, oh, this is inappropriate. Sorry, we had to remove your joke. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? It's from a month ago.
You want to know what's funny, right? People will get their accounts blocked from memes and stuff, but they'll get the memes from Facebook. You know what I mean? Like, I'll share a meme on Facebook and it'll be like, oh, this is inappropriate. We're blocking you. But I've got the fucking thing on your site.
Because you're not an authoritative source. Yeah, exactly.
You know,
that's by association, and you're not authoritative source, and that's bullshit. And another thing too that a true public platform that we need for is the curtailing that happens. Like right today, right? You can just make another account. Right? You can't do that with Prometheus. If I say I don't want to see Hanzo, anything you do, I don't see, even if you create another account, which technically you can't, but you can have as many devices as you want, but that's not the way Prometheus works. Okay? You are given a platform that gives you total anonymity. If you want it, Hanzo, it'll work for you exactly and give you all the power you want. But mine, if I say you're the last straw, no matter what you do, you're not getting over to my side.
Okay.
It
So
blocks
let me ask you this
completely.
How does Prometheus stop me from creating another account and
Like
going on to someone else?
Okay, so in order for a public platform to work, there is one thing that is mandatory, and that is user-to-user verification. Okay, and in today's world, verification just basically means traceable. So there's a difference between what you think of validation today, verification, as what other websites call verification, and what I call verification. Okay, verification means that there is a single Prometheus out there that is yours. It responds to you and you only. It'll give you all the tools and power that you want it to do. You want to create anonymous accounts or versions of yourself or whatever the hell, instances of yourself, whatever you want to call it. It'll let you say this, that, and the other. It'll let you connect. It'll give you power over what you want to see. Everything. But you cross the line with another Prometheus and it says you're done to that person. That person, you are invisible to that person. Now, your metadata, obviously, if you're, doing something negative or whatever, that person will still read the metadata. Not that person, but that Prometheus will still see you in that tense, invisibly. But as far as the person is concerned, won't see your text, won't see your blogs, won't see your messages. And you get to control how much you want to block somebody. You have full control. It's not just a switch either. So if that person, let's say, starts giving you a death threat, obviously I'm going to see that death threat. Okay, I'll get alerted that you've done something like that. Okay, but as far as I don't want to see your post, if I don't want to see your post of you take a picture of your girlfriend or whatever every morning and you post it live, I don't see any of that, or your opinions about this and that. Your freedom of speech, none of that gets completely blocked. Even if you try to create another anonymity account, you can't fool Prometheus. Okay, you can't just skirt tail it like that. Now, you can try to verify yourself twice, but we're getting deep. I don't want to get too deep into how Prometheus works. I've thought all about a lot of this. I spent 25 years freaking thinking of how to do certain things and this and that, and figuring out how to send a message without actually sending the message, and encryption and all 9 yards. But the fact of the matter is, we need a platform that does what it says it does. A browser that actually lets you browse the internet without. Right now, you go to your browser right now, your browser is like a cash register right now. Every single button you hit makes somebody else money, and they know what button you hit. Okay? Even incognito mode is not incognito.
And we've talked about this. You feel the same way about the Brave browser and what's
no, because Prometheus. Okay, so Prometheus, the final form of Prometheus is an operating system. It'll allow you to install it on your phone, your computer, The final form is an operating system. It will take control of your device and give you control over your device 100%. Okay? So the final form is an operating system. The beginning form of Prometheus will be a browser, an instant messaging program, an account program for your user account. This is why I love Prometheus. When they say, you hear every day that like Facebook gets hacked and millions of account users get hacked, and you hear all these stories, right? With Prometheus, there is no server to hack. There is no user out there to hack. It is on you. You are the user.
And there's no cloud technology involved in it either. That's the other question.
No, there are it's a hybrid system, so it's built on peer-to-peer, but it also can be shadow servers out there, and that's what I'm talking about. Not getting rid of Facebook, because think about it. Let's just say for a moment, if everybody had Prometheus right now on their phone, let's just take their phone. Okay, do you know how many freaking people there are that have a cell phone right now? Okay.
Yeah.
Even if you wanted to do a pure uncensored search for everybody talking about WandaVision right now, okay, there's no way in hell I could spend hours and just scratch the surface of how many people have something talking about WandaVision on their cell phones right now. They want freedom of speech and they're posting about WandaVision.
But you would come up at the top of that list, though, LDG.
It depends, because it works on a social reference point of connections and who you're with and who you're friends with, and it grows from there. So Prometheus is based on growing from you outward, depending on your connections to other Prometheuses.
Would you say,
have
Sorry, would you say Prometheus kind of like a Napster type of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely, kind of a Napster kind of thing, but
not
just a music. Yeah, Napster was just a peer-to-peer music sharing interface. But like I said, you have your own browser. I take it to the next level as a full user end program.
Gotcha.
Including, and like I said, when the the algorithm part comes out, you basically have your own algorithm working for you. Doing everything for you, making, looking at what, like right now, when we make videos online, here's just a small example. When you make a video online right now, and Anzo learned this last week, or his last week, we call it, what key terms you use and how you have to put your key terms in there makes all the effing difference.
Facts.
Okay? He went from 300 views to what are you at now? Like 5,000 views? Again, right? And we have to do all that work ourselves. When the algorithm should be sitting back saying, "Oh, Anzo's doing a stream about WandaVision. Let me make sure he gets put out there." And let the algorithm do all the work for you. No, but we have to dress up our own streams with descriptions and titles and thumbnails and all this crap that we got to do. And not only that, but the algorithm is fighting us at the same time. It's almost like like it has to double, triple check us just to make sure that we get put out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible.
That is so true, because I could tell you my first WandaVision stream, I did the tags myself and the description myself, got like 300 views. When LDG was like, okay, do this, put these tags in there, that fucking video went to 3,000. I had 200 people in my stream at one time. So that shit works. Like, guys, for real, that algorithm shit to get noticed, it works. The tags that you need to put in your videos, it works. And you can't just put any tags. You got to go and search for what's trending and stuff like it. It takes a lot of work, man. It's not easy. It takes a lot of work. But if you get your tags right, you can actually get it done, man.
Maybe we can talk backstage about that, Anzo, because I've been putting in tags like for my Wu-Tang thing. I put Wu-Tang Clan and American Saga. I don't know if that's even like
you're falling for the trap.
Talk to him.
Yep.
Talk to
it's
LDG.
Not about just putting tags. It's what you put in there. Rule number 1: impress the algorithm. Rule number 2: impress the viewer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's always the algorithm first, because
always the algorithm first.
They won't see
you. Don't get the click. Yep, they won't see you. You got like 30,000 impressions on, so he blew past me. He blew past me. Well, that's because he's good looking and he's got a nice dress and everything. But hopefully my glasses might get me an extra 500 views.
Tomorrow night we'll see. But yeah, it was actually like it was surprising.
That was awesome though, right? Dude, 200 people watching. That is sick. That is sick.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. I'm gonna give 10 minutes and then we'll close it up. So if anybody else has anything else to say, Roberto. So you finally put your camera on there.
My moment. Yeah. I'm just tired of, seeing my shit spinning and freezing. I said, you know what? I could just watch my logo.
Yeah.
And they don't know unless they disappear, right?
Yeah,
but you know what? I'm sorry. Are you using Chrome, Roberto?
Yeah.
You're using Chrome? All right. Hit me up backstage. I want to check something real quick because remember how I used to tell you guys I get these weird things where like one of you mute, but you're still talking. Everybody else can hear you, but I can't. And I think I solved it. It hasn't happened once tonight so far. So far, this has been the smoothest I've gotten StreamYard to ever run. So hit me up on my backstage after the show and see maybe I can do something for you.
LDG, I hope maybe one day Prometheus can stand in where Google Stadia failed.
I'm not using a Mac.
With cloud gaming. Yeah, right.
Hey, Flash, don't make me time you out, brother.
No, I hear you. Yeah, no, dude. Like I said, okay. Let me say one more thing about Prometheus. Okay, any solution that's going to work, okay, it requires two things. One, it requires the people. Okay, this is the reason. I mean, I need the people, or it will fail. 100% sure about that. Okay, that's why I put myself out here. This is why I have my free support tech channel. This is why I branched it out even further because entertainment nerd is a hot topic, and especially with everything going on, you see how popular those channels are. Trying to spread the word. Two, any system that is going to bring positive change must help everyone, or it won't work. It has to help everyone, even those who you think I'm trying to fight against. People are trying to say I'm trying to put Twitter out of business. No, Prometheus will help Twitter. You think I'm trying to put Google out? No, Prometheus is going to help Google. It's going to lower their operational costs. It's going to give them greater access to users and organize their data. Now, yes, there are certain things you can say, but again, no system will ever work unless it is designed to benefit everyone. And that's what Prometheus is.
It will also help them stop irritating people with ads and like terrible things that we don't want to see.
When you have your own, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, when you have control, when you tell the algorithm what kind of advertisements you're looking for, like specifically, I just don't mean generally, specifically, you can control what goes out there. Advertising does a side effect nobody really thinks about. Today, it's annoying. Why? Because they give you a whole bunch of crap you don't want to see. But if you had true advertising, that would eliminate. Imagine not having to Google about 1/3 of the stuff. Right now, how much Googling do you do of stuff you want to buy? Now, imagine if targeted advertising actually worked for you. You wouldn't have to Google for half that stuff because anything that's advertised for you is stuff you actually want. Not only would that increase sales, I'm glad. No, you wouldn't have to search for it. Yeah, but you wouldn't have to search for it because the target advertising, it would get to know you with the power of artificial intelligence is un-effing real. Anybody who knows computers, who learn neural nets, it is un-effing real. Okay, vision in your freaking pocket. Okay, and it's gotten down to the point where everything now is a neural net. How YouTube works, neural net. The way Google works, neural net. The way deep fake works, neural net. Everything is a neural net today because it is so effective. And if you had a neural net working for you, then imagine advertising happening as you want it. Like it knows you need to buy some milk tonight because it has access to your, whatever. And there's a sale at milk right across the street right now. Holy crap. All right, I'm going to get some milk right now on my way home. You know what I mean? Like literally useful advertising being sent to you. Because right now, about 90% of the advertisement people see, the first thing they think is, I don't want to see this shit.
Isn't there a refrigerator that does that shit?
What's going on in
the
the
refrigerator
chat, man?
tells you. I don't even know. I don't even pay attention to it. But I love you guys though in the chat, even though I don't watch it. Isn't there a refrigerator that does that shit?
What the fuck's going on? All of a sudden, they just started turning on the Steelers.
Yeah, Steelers. But
like they just totally discarded your whole Prometheus thing there, LDG, and now it's like hate the Steelers.
It's okay.
I'm used to it. It's the way it goes.
I'm a time.
I hear you. I love it.
I'm gonna time them
Get
all
the viewers.
I'm gonna time them all out.
They're joking. They're just playing
Yeah,
around.
I know.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, the thing that freaks me out is the fact that I was, and the first time it happened to me, I was like, what? I was talking to somebody, my phone was on the desk, whatever. Then I hit Facebook and I seen ads for all the things I was talking about buying. I was like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? The phone's just listening.
You know what's even scarier?
Yeah.
I went back end, blocked it. 2 days later, boop, here it goes again.
It's back.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Back. Yep.
Yeah. Can't block
advertising based on sponsorships, and it shouldn't be that you should be the sponsor. Now, I tell you this, the one thing I love about Prometheus is the monetize your data part of it. The fact that your digital footprint is yours. If you send a message to somebody, you control that message at all times. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You never have to worry about an authority taking somebody else's phone and seeing your messages on it.
No.
Ever. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of a whole bunch of people who would love that feature? But not only that, but monetizing your data. Guys, just every single person. Imagine if you could, even if it was, let's say, at minimum, $200 a month, just to do everything that you're doing right now, not a lick more.
I'll take
everything you're doing online. How many times you check your email, write to your mother, post on Facebook, all that gives you a $200 paycheck, and it's non-taxable. Well, I don't know about the taxing thing, but it's basically you're not getting paid to actually do anything, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like you're getting paid just to be online. Okay, you're not actually getting paid to do something. Do you know what that does? Not only to people's paychecks, to their income, but do you know what that does to things like copyrights and certain legal issues? Because now you're not getting paid to do a YouTube video anymore. You're getting paid just to be online. So now your fan-made video is now an official fan-made video that you're not monetized off of, and nobody can call foul on you.
And in turn, you're giving them incentive to come back online. So that is helping Twitter and Facebook and X.
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a good point.
I think the only thing they're going to be pissed off about is it levels the playing field for everybody, and turns them into what they are, a publisher. And they'll lose their 609, whatever that number is. They'll lose their protection under the law that they have for being a public platform, even though they're not a public platform right now. That's the only thing. They will become what they are, a publisher.
Instead of making 100 billion, they'll make 98.9 billion instead, or whatever. Is another thing.
We'll see. When Facebook realizes, okay, in order to survive now, we have to include the people. Now you're an asset instead of a liability. Right, they're not gonna want to ban you now. Now they're gonna want you because they need to make their money. So now they're like, they look at us right now as ants, and if they swipe 10,000 ants off their platform, that's nothing to them. They don't give an S. But what if those ants are now dollar signs? They're gonna want to rake them in. They're gonna do things differently. It's gonna be a different playing field.
Absolutely. Well, we're on the 2-hour mark, so we will close it up. I do have faith in your shit, LDG. Like I said, man, I've heard you talk about it many times, and it does make sense with what you say. So hopefully one day we will get that platform, because right now people are getting fucking censored and shit for nothing.
Getting bad.
And if they get to you, brother, if they get to you and they black bag you, I'm gonna miss you, man. I really will, man.
No worries, boss.
What did he say? Black bag?
Do you know? I got one last little story. One night, one night, my power went out, and I actually had the thought that the government had somebody coming for me. It went by my head just for a quick minute. I'm like, am I really thinking about this right now? I'm like, why did the power go out? And I look, and 2 blocks down, the lights are on. So I started freaking out. Only my section is out.
Just remember one thing. They come in for all of us. They can't just get rid of you. They got to take off my stream because you talked about Prometheus and we know about it. They got to take down Roberto. They got to take down Josh. They got to take down the people in the chat, right? And erase that shit from existence. So it's not just you anymore. It's not just you. But with that being said, guys,
use your Men in Black thing there. Boom.
Yeah, for real.
I could be your producer, LDG.
Yeah, any government any government or authorities, please pay attention to the screen. There we go. All right.
What just happened?
Dude, no, you weren't supposed to be looking. Dang it.
LDG, maybe you can move and live with.
Who are you guys?
You could live with Edward Snowden and whatever the fuck he is.
You know, I had a weird thought that, you know, maybe one day, like someone big like Elon Musk, by like, you know, maybe this guy has something, and I get a knock on my door one day. Hello, I'm Elon Musk. I heard you.
Hey, wow. You never know.
Get Project Prometheus on those Teslas, man. So this way they can't control our cars. Decentralized, software in there.
Yeah. With that being said, guys, we're gonna close it up. Roberto, I know you. Tell the people. LDG. Next up, LDG. Tell the people.
LDG Pixels, guys. LDG of LDG Pixels, guys. Oh my God. Free tech support, guys. Hit me up if you have any computer problems, issues, need help with the algorithm, video, audio, you name it, I do it. Servers, websites, 9 yards. And also on Geeks Enjoy Nerdrotica Entertainment channel, where I do the waiting room, replace the YouTube bell, let you know who streamed, who's streaming, who's going to stream, who uploaded it, and have a little fun in between. We're doing watch parties. Don't forget to check out myself and Bigger for Entertainment this Friday morning, 3 a.m. guys. We're going for the 5,000 views, man. We're going for it. All right. We had a blast. I got one more theory that I'm going to be popping out here shortly, guys. If you haven't checked me out on Twitter at LDG Pixels. And thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it. Awesome night tonight.
No problem. Thanks for coming. And
one more day. One more day.
Be back here.
Hey, what was that?
Went forward in time. To view alternate futures, to see all the possible outcomes of the coming conflict.
How many did you see?
14,605,000.
How many did we win?
One.
And that's about right when it comes to the amount of theories LDG has and the amount of theories he's been right about.
Yeah.
And actually, Josh, that could go for you too. You're lucky you missed the roundtable this week. You're lucky.
Yeah, where were you, man? You put me to freaking dry, dude. What were you, man? Did you?
he had to work and stuff.
Hold on. No, wait, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah,
you were the first one to come in here talking about how the commercials were the stones and shit.
Well, I'm still not convinced that they're not, but there's still one more episode. Well, there's still one more episode.
Bro, they are not. They showed it in the last episode.
I'm sorry.
I mean, she literally
it was a red
Mind Stone. Like
it was
the bomb.
We wait. Give them the benefit of the doubt. We still have one more episode, yes.
Yeah, we.
But I'm 99% sure it was just a red herring, man. I still believe the episodes were based on the stones, and that's why the commercial were loosely based off the stones.
No, but I said
the
that
episode it was on.
I said that as well, though, that it could have been a red herring.
Yeah, but even that is not technically proven yet. Even that is technically wrong right now with this last horrible episode that we got. I mean,
so Onzo, no, I wasn't at the same degree of like cherry pies and meatloaf.
No, I know that.
He's hanging me now. He's hanging me.
Well,
you know what?
No. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, like, you know, no, and that's what it is.
Jump ship. I see how it is.
No, I like, dude. I wish you would have wrote the fucking episodes, man.
I know, right? Tell me about it. It would have been a lot more entertaining.
Hashtag release the pickles cut, man. That's
no. Tell the people about your channel, sir.
I get a second shot. All right. Movie Aficionados, 24/7, 365 movie news and reviews. If you see and you like what you see, don't just talk about it, be about it. Subscribe to these people. These good people. We love you, 3000. Thank you all. Have a good night. I screwed it up totally. That's all right, though.
That's what happens when you're out of the game for a while.
Yeah, I know.
What up, people? Once again, thanks for everybody showing up. Yeah, you have next week. We do appreciate everybody that came in, all you people in the chat. Stay tuned next week. Next one will be WandaVision Roundtable. Oh, sorry, WandaVision Watch Party, then WandaVision Roundtable. And next week we'll be back with another fire episode of the O.O.C. So everybody, peace. Oh, God. I don't even know the right damn intro. Okay. Yeah. Here we go.
Alexa, make all